Hello everyone, it's Chris at Garage Times. How's it going? Please like and subscribe. Today I'm going to be doing like a blog type video, and it's going to be about 2008 Ford L60E, an '07 and a '99 Ford L60E, just kind of letting everybody know where I'm at with these. So here we go. This is 2008, and this Ford L60E is pretty much complete. It was complete, and then this 2.4 servo. I just didn't like how it felt like it was really hard to get into the bore, and I think that there's just some machining differences, maybe just so slight that may or may not make them a little tighter than others. So I am going to replace the outer seal for the cover there. And you know what? I wouldn't, guys, I would not take a chance with it. You know, like if you have to monkey with this, you get it together and you're gonna stretch that seal to get it back out to do any adjustments. Like if you're doing band clearance adjustments, just get a new whole bunch of them there. Like they're $1 or $2 a piece. Just get a whole pile of them, especially if you're going to be doing this all the time. And if you're just going to do one for your own personal, then you know, definitely don't take a chance on it. So this one's going to be done. I'm just going to replace that, and then I'll just feel better about it. Not really sure what I'm going to do with it. That's the thing, though. The plan was maybe to try to find a truck to put it in. I could use an upgrade for my work truck. There's nothing left to the body on it, so the thing is, the work truck, it ends up like it's rusting out, but man, the motor runs great, transmission shifts great, and it's like an '03 Chevy Silverado. But the other plan was maybe to sell it, but you know, like after building these, it's like, you know, and in all honesty, I've only done a couple, and I just, you know, I don't know. Do I take a chance, and like, what if it doesn't work for them, and then it comes back, and you know, this is a lot of work. But you know, you pour your heart and sweat and soul into it. You know, you do an excellent job, but I just have my doubts because I'm not like a pro, so it'll be a while before that happens. The overall work for it, though, and everything I put into it is absolutely to the best of my ability and awesome. So should work. I did rebuild a previous 2008, it's identical to this as far as year and same everything. And that one's been out there for a couple years driving around that I know of. And then on that build, like, you know, to be totally truthful, like a lot of folks, they replaced the sun shell, and on that one I didn't. And some people probably were like, "Oh my goodness, you didn't replace the sun shell," and I'm like, well, you know, on that one I didn't. You know, like I said, I didn't know as much as I do now. This one I was gonna not replace the sun shell too on this one and put it in, like I said, try to find a truck that would work for me, and then go from there. It looked great, and when I'm talking about a sun shell, I'm talking about this here. It's like a low reverse deal here. So the other one looked great. I inspected this one, looks great too. And I don't know if they went to a hardened shell later on. I think in the further years, maybe the previous years or older ones were more apt to break, but a lot of your professional builders will be like, just replace it, get the harden or the beast, or I think there's a couple different heavier duty ones. On this one I didn't. You know, if you're gonna do this and then you put it in or you don't put one in and it breaks, you know, don't want you to blame me. So definitely do some research on it. That one that I did, this one and that other 2008 that's out there running, like I said, I didn't replace that shell. All the wiring, I checked the wiring harness, the sensors, the solenoids, and everything for the solenoids, everything checked out. Like all the ohms were good and tested, and like I said, it's been out there for 2 years, so maybe but this is the thing, like if I did sell this, you got to be 100% up front, you know, absolutely. Like, hey, if you want the wiring harness and the solenoids and all that electronics, the pressure, the manifold pressure switch change, you know, you're looking at 200, I think, I think you can get all that stuff around 200 bucks. So they maybe you would charge them, I don't know, 225 or 250, you know, 25 bucks extra for labor. I don't know on that. So that would affect your price, I guess, if you were going to sell it. But definitely, if you're going to do this and sell it, definitely be upfront. So, and on this 07, like, I took the pump out of this 07 to put in that 2008 on the other bench. And I ended up swapping the reverse input drum. Let me show you here. This reverse input drum came out of that 08, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it there, but it if you put a straight edge on it and throw a light behind it, it just is not. You could see the light behind it, and this really isn't very good to do because that looks pretty good, but don't take a chance. Like if you put your straight edge on this and you see any light there coming through, replace the reverse input drum. The reverse input drum that came out of this 07, and this is all 07 parts here, that drum was like brand new. It was definitely perfect. The pump that came out of this 07 was equally awesome. And like it just had, like this is bad, like it's all scored up. But that 07 pump, it ended up having like just witness marks on it. Like was just really good. This now that I do have some good parts here, but gonna need a new pump, gonna need a new reverse input drum, and some other stuff for sure. And I will say this, the electronic wiring harness in this is fantastic, and the sensors, all good, just really nice. So, you know, it is what it is. Like, yeah, you just swap them every time. I guess if you're a pro builder, maybe that would be the way to go. Just swap them every time, then you never have to worry about it. I guess there's some people that just, you know, I mean, they might want just a super cheap build. So then you're like, well, all right, but there's no warranty then, you know, if you're gonna do that. This 07 is definitely gonna need a new range. It'll need a new range sensor. Look at that's cracked, so, and that's busted there. I mean, I wouldn't take a chance with that. Definitely replace it. And I may or may not upgrade the stock servo. The 08 behind me, that has a stock servo. The previous 2008 that's out there, been running around for a couple years now, that I did, that one had actually a Corvette servo in it. But man, you could, going down the road when I test drove it, you definitely felt it shifting, and it was pretty firm. So just depends on what you're looking for, or if you're building something that, you know, somebody else wants. But that Corvette servo was definitely definitely noticeable compared to these like stock ones. And that 99 over here, this 99, I picked it up yesterday, and which was kind of cool because the 2008 behind me and that 2007, they both came from junkyards, and so you don't really know what happened with them. And like the one case for the 07 was busted out. That's part of it on that 08 case, but something happened to the drivetrain and it ended up, like, I don't know, could have very well been a collision. It was a salvage yard, so that 07's busted, and that 08 ended up, that 08 ends up having where the low reverse piston seals in the bottom of the case, there's a lot of marring from a metal material that was in there moving around. So it did seal. I did put the low reverse piston in it, and it did seal, but I was like, yeah, I can't take a chance on that. So I got it. So I ended up getting a new case for that 08 behind me. This one, back to the 99, the guy said it had like 130,000 miles on it, and it was like a Suburban. And he said that it just started slipping. So to kind of confirm that I haven't torn it down yet. I will do a video on that one and what I found, what the, you know, the major cause of it. It could be a combination of factors too. So, but on this one, it ended up, I spilled some of the oil when I was transporting it, and it's black, so it's definitely burned out. But I will do a video on that. Probably not necessarily a step-by-step, just because I'm not probably fast enough to get it torn apart for you in a reasonable amount of time, and then do like, you know, 2 or 3 episodes. So I might just tear it down and like, hey, this is what I found, you know, and go from there. I would like to say on these 2008s that I did, I would like to just give you a list of things. This is that 07. On this 2008, I ended up like having to get a new case for sure. The rebuild kit. I ended up sourcing a low reverse wavy. I had to get a new one of those, low reverse piston, because that low reverse piston was damaged because that 08 case had damage in it from metal in it. So got a new one of those. I typically, so I'm gonna replace always the accumulators, those accumulator pistons that are in here. What I'm talking about is these dealios. Is, you know, you got that accumulator piston, and then there's another accumulator piston in there. I replace them with Sonex's pinless accumulator pistons, and so far so good, you know. But you know, again, like I only did that one transmission, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. I plan on always getting the Transgo separator plate, like a new one. I'm not sponsored by anybody, so as I'm reading these off, this is just what I did. I will always get a new separator plate. And also like a forward 29 element sprag for these. And on this one, I ended up having to get a forward sprag assembly just because I didn't like where the brass bushing, if I can find it here, 10,000 things here. This guy here, yeah, like this, like brass or whatever this coating is on it, it was showing signs of like scuffing and scratching. So I just kind of dug into it here, and I don't know if I'll be able to see it. But where it was riding, it was the housing of it was scratching it up. So anyways, I got a new one of those. I didn't like how it was marred up. And let's see here. What else did I do? Yeah, that pump swap, we talked about that. And if you're gonna get a kit, make sure you get like a 14 bushing kit, because like the 12 bushing kit like did not come with the pump stator bushing. Like I was looking through the kit and I'm like, what is going on? I looked through the other transmission kit. Like I kept all the old parts. I'm like, so I ended up having to get one of those. So make sure you get like the 14 bushing kit so you don't run into that. At least on these 07 or newer, and it might be even, yeah, it might be even further back. Yeah, so I think I did swap out the pressure manifold switch out of the 07 to this 08 because I like it was better. I resealed that pressure manifold switch, and it looked fantastic. So that's why, you know, I went with all they tested out good, the solenoids, and so yeah, so the plans, I guess, are to maybe, you know, like I definitely did the inside of this awesome, like everything's cleaned out just like everywhere you read says you should, but maybe on the exterior of the cases I probably need to clean her up a little bit. But yeah, so that's where we're at with those. 08's done, ready to go. That 07 I gotta get a new case for, a new reverse input drum, a new pump, and I gotta go through some more stuff and check that reaction shaft again and see, you know, and I'll probably test that once I get it together. I'll test the forward input drum just to see, you know, that there's no leaks where the shaft comes through the input drum, where, you know, they'll leak right there. But I'll have to test that later. Yeah, it would need all seals, all new bushings, front to back, new steels, new frictions, and this shaft here moves a little bit on this deal. I don't know if I like that or not. I'll have to see. But yeah, so it's kind of wild. Definitely like doing it. So hey, this is where we're at. You guys have a good one. If you guys got any questions, let me know. You guys have a good one. Talk to you. Bye.